Hey guys, in today's video I want to talk to you about how to break through the noise and really capture the attention of your ideal prospect so they hear your message and you're able to start those conversations with people who have an interest in the product and services you want to sell them. All right, so one of the things that often happens with newbie marketers is they try to be all things to all people. And very often what that does is it makes them not appealing to anybody, right? If you're all things to all people, you're really nothing to nobody. So one of the first steps is to take a look at your buyer through their eyes. So the little saying that goes along with that is, to sell John Doe what John Doe buys, you must see John Doe through John Doe's eyes, right? And really what that means is, if we're going to be able to sell them something, we need to actually understand the way they view the world as a business owner, not as a marketer, right? They don't wake up in the morning thinking all day long about marketing like we do. They're thinking about their business. They already have fears and frustrations. They have aspirations and wants for their business. And the better we understand those fears and frustrations and wants and desires, the easier it is to craft a message that's going to resonate with them, right? Our job as a marketer isn't to manufacture kind of a demand for our product. It's to find that hungry crowd, right? We want to put the right offer in front of the right people at the right time. And if we've done that right and we understand that buyer persona, they're going to feel compelled to want to engage with our content. That's the perfect process. That's what we want to have happen. So let's just take an example of an electrician, right? A lot of us play in different kind of areas, but electrician is one that a lot of people play in. So let's take a look at it, right? So a lot of people, if they're going to go after electricians, they're going to focus on what I'm going to call low level, not problems, but low level offers. So they're going to say, hey, I can get you more leads, or I can rank you number one, or I can create some content that will bring people to your site. But that's essentially only talking to the service that they sell, right? So you're focusing in on kind of the value that you view that you can deliver, but it's ignoring the bigger picture that's going on, right? If you start to look at the electrician niche, there are different people operating in that niche. There are people that have one truck, they're an electrician, they answer their own phone, they go to the house, and they provide the service, and they're doing 75% of capacity today. Sure, they want 10% more, right? So maybe that translates to like 2, 3, 5 jobs more a week. And sure, you can offer that service to them by, deploying either SEO, PPC, Facebook ads, whatever your strategy is going to be in terms of driving up their business. But the value you're delivering to them is only so big because they have a limited capacity, right? But within that niche, you also have people who are with one truck, they're technicians, they're an electrician, but they have aspirations, right? They have desires for their future. And those desires may be that, hey, I want to go from one truck to 3 trucks. And there's a predictable thing that has to happen in order for them to go from 1 truck to 3 trucks. And if you're able to tap into that desire and show them that you are the vehicle that will allow them to go from 1 truck to 3 trucks, now all of a sudden you go from that pest to that welcome guest, right? So things that you're able to craft along the way there are going to be, hey, if you want to go from 1 truck to 3 trucks, what needs to happen? What needs to be true? You obviously have to hire an electrician, right? This seems like something that's not a big deal. And again, for those of us that have ran businesses, maybe it's not a big deal. But for somebody that's a technician in a truck operating as an electrician and that's their background, that's what they've spent their time on, they now have to learn a new skill set. We can play a role in helping them create the path to take them from there to there, right? So, hey, we can help you hire electricians. We can give you the templated posts that you should use. Here are the questions you should ask. Here's what you should look into for their background. Whatever that kind of thing is, best practice, as marketers, if we invest in that and that becomes a strategy where we're offering that as either a lead magnet or a tripwire offer, a few things are happening there, right? Number one, we're positioning ourselves as an expert, somebody who really understands what those aspirations and desires are from that particular person, as well as where their fears and frustrations are, and we're helping them solve a problem, a real problem they have. That positioning becomes very, very important, because if you're positioned as an expert to solve a problem, people expect they're going to pay a premium. That's ultimately what we want. Something else that has to be true, if they're going from 1 to 3, it means they need a lot more marketing. They have a lot of unused capacity, or they have a lot of capacity to fill, which means they need a lot of marketing services, which is great for us because it means taking from a client who maybe, is a $700 a month client to maybe somebody who's a $3,000 or $5,000 a month client with aspirations of going even bigger, right? Maybe they go to 5 trucks, maybe they go to an adjacent town, and along that journey every single time they're going to need more marketing help. And that's what we want to kind of craft, right? There could be other things that we help them do, right? In terms of, hey, listen, you need to be able to generate referrals. We have a referral program that we've built for electricians. We want to share that with you. This is going to allow you to multiply, so every new client you bring in is going to bring in another client. And that becomes a very attractive offer to somebody, especially if it's tailored specifically to that niche, talks specifically to that buyer persona, and they understand that this isn't generic, this is tailored for them, plug and play, copy and paste, however you want to say it. It becomes a lot more appealing of an offer. Same with testimonials. There's all kinds of things that we can do that we understand in the business in terms of marketing and or generating value for that person that we can do, right? You can go out and interview 3, 5, 10 people who have transitioned from 1 truck to 10 trucks. And one thing that's absolutely true of all entrepreneurs, they love to tell their story. If you give them a platform to do it, they'll certainly share that story with you. And if they share that story with you and you pull out and distill or synthesize down all of those points, it becomes a roadmap for what somebody else that wants to take that journey needs to do. Right? So that case study doesn't necessarily need to be, hey, I took this guy from 1 to 5. It could just be, hey, I've interviewed 5 people who've gone from 1 truck to 5 trucks, and this is some of the best practices they've shared with me. Here are some of the roadblocks you want to avoid. And that becomes huge value, right? I mean, this is something that they're going to want to download, they're going to want to consume, and all along you're framing up yourself as an expert in the industry just by association of giving them that information. That differentiates you from everybody else kind of pitching them that service, right? Because you're helping them achieve that aspiration or future state they want. And you're able to do this once and share it with everybody in that ideal prospect pool because it speaks to those buyers, right? And it's bringing you a better qualified buyer. It's positioning you as an expert. It's allowing you to charge a premium for your service. They expect that they're going to pay a premium to work with somebody who is ideally suited to solve their issue. Anyways, guys, this is just to give you a little bit of a framework to start to think about how you can build out an attraction strategy that ideally is going to bring in those ideal prospects, pre-frame you as an expert, and allow you to charge a premium while adding a ton of value to the marketplace. All right, guys, I hope you got something from this video. If you did, definitely hit the thumbs up button. Give me a like, and if you haven't yet subscribe to the channel. If you want to leave a comment below, I'm happy to engage with you here, brainstorm with you here in the comments. So if you have a specific niche or ideal prospect that you're working with and you have some questions about how you would go about implementing this for your business, drop a comment below. I'll engage with you here on the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.